Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Today is the Day, where we explore the most important events that shape the course of humanity. This afternoon topic is Napoleon Bonaparte and his famous invasions, a figure who changed the course of Europe. We will analyze his journey in 6 segments with our special team. Let's start with Majo, who will give us an introduction to the man behind the legend. Over to you, Majo.
Thank you, Juanma. Napoleon Bonaparte was born in Corsica in 1769. He was a brilliant military leader, but also known for his boundless ambition. His rise to power began during the French Revolution, when he distinguished himself in various military campaigns. In 1804, he proclaimed himself Emperor of the French, and from then on began his mission to dominate Europe. But Napoleon wasn't just a strategist. He had an ego that drove him to conquer more and more. Undoubtedly, his legacy remains a topic of debate to these days. Now let's go to Alvaro, who will talk to us about his political impact.
Thank you, Majo. Napoleon wasn't just a military leader, he was also a political reformer. After taking power in France, he established a centralized government system and created the famous Napoleonic Code, which laid the foundation for modern civil law. His domestic policy strengthened French administration and introduced reforms in education and justice. Additionally, as emperor, he transformed the political map of Europe, dissolving the Holy Roman Empire and creating new kingdoms under his family control. However, this centralization of power also generated tensions in Europe, paving the way for future conflicts. Now, Ganda will help us understand the economic context. Ganda, go on.
Thank you, Alvaro. The Napoleonic Wars had a huge impact on the Europe's economy. Napoleon implemented the Continental Blockade in 1806, an attempt to economically weaken Great Britain by prohibiting the European countries from trading with them. Although it harmed the economies of several nations, the blockade also had adverse effects on France and the rest of the continent, as many countries depended on the British trade. The European economy was severely affected by the high cost of war, inflation, and the destruction caused by the invasions. Now, Camila will inform us about international relations and how these wars transformed Europe.
That's right, Ganda. Napoleon's invasion shocked the international order in Europe. His territorial expansions and dominance over several European countries created alliances and coalitions against him. Powers such as Austria, Prussia, Russia, and Great Britain joined forces multiple times to stop his advance. Despite the defeats he initially inflicted on those nations, his invasion of Russia in 1812 was a catastrophic mistake that changed the landscape for him. As Napoleon's power crumbled, he was forced to abdicate and was exiled to the island of Elba. But as many know, this was not the end. For more details, let's go with Ari.
Thank you, Camila. Indeed, although Napoleon was exiled to Elba, he didn't stay quiet for long. In 1815, he escaped and returned to France, where he regained power for a brief period known as the 100 Days. However, his comeback culminated in the famous Battle of Waterloo, where he escaped definitely defeated by a coalition led by the Duke of Wellington. After this defeat, he was sent to the island of St. Helena. He spent the rest of his days there, exiled, until his death in 1821.
Thank you, Ari. Napoleon Bonaparte, a man who rose from the island of Costa Rica to the throne of France, and who nearly came to dominate all of Europe, left an indelible mark on history. I assure you that we're gonna see about him in the books of history. From his political reforms and economic impact to his grand military campaigns and place in popular culture. That's all for now on Today is the Day, where we continue to explore the events that shape the course of humanity. See you in the next broadcast.